Hello everyone and welcome back to the Science Hub. Today we are going to learn about development of fingerprints. The presentation contains types of print, structure of friction-rich skin, composition of sweat, points to be considered when selecting an appropriate method for fingerprint development, various methods of fingerprint development and powder method. Types of print. Fingerprint left by the culprit at the scene of crime unconsciously or in hurry by chance are termed as chance print. There are three types of chance print that are plastic, visible and latent. Structure of friction-rich skin. The outer morphology of the friction-rich skin is directly the reflection of its function. The ridges and the sweat pores allows the hand and feet to grasp surface firmly and the creases allows the skin to flex. Ridges and creases are mature scars of the friction-rich skin and a durable morphological feature. The skin is an organ composed of three anatomical layers, that is epidermis, dermis and hypodermis. These anatomical layers together function to provide the body with a protective barrier, body temperature regulation, sensation and excretion. Epidermis, it is the layered tissue that must constantly replace the cells leaving the surface, and new cells are generated in the basal layer and pushed towards the surface. As the cell move towards the surface, they undergo sequential changes in the chemical composition. This layer is composed of several different types of cell, that are the keratinocytes for support, melanocytes for pigmentation, Langerhans cells for immunity and anti-inflammatory functions, and Merkel cells that are for mechanoreceptors. The keratinocytes are the cells that undergo differentiation and are lost at the surface as the new cell comes. This epidermis is a protective barrier. It consists of different layers such as stratum basale, stratum sinuosum, stratum granulosum, stratum lucidum, and stratum corneum. The dermis is a connective tissue that supports the epidermis and binds it to the hypodermis. It is the middle layer. It consists of dermal papillae. Dermal papillae are the malleable projections of the papillary dermis between the primary and the secondary ridges. Beneath the fibrous dermis, there is an abrupt transition of the adipose tissue of hypodermis. Adipose tissue serves as an energy reserve, cushion the skin, counters the body and allow for the mobility of skin over underlying structure. The dermis and hypodermis are physically connected through interlocking fibers and share blood vessels and nerve network. Now, composition of sweat. Sweat glands are coiled tubular structure in the dermis layer of the skin that help to regulate human body temperature. Sweat glands also consist of a straight duct that connects the coiled tubular structure to the surface of epidermis and excrete through the sweat pores. Normally there are three sweat glands. First is acrine, second apocrine and third sebaceous. Acrine, it is found in the all body parts and it is the only sweat gland that is found in palm and the soles of feet. Apocrine, they are found in the region of the body where the hair follicles are present, that is armpit, pubic region, mammary and anal area. Sebaceous, they produce sebum. These glands are present on the regions such as forehead, chest, back and abdomen. Water is secreted by the sweat gland to help control the body temperature. Water moves towards the surface and as it evaporates, it cools the skin. Acrine gland secretes water, salts and electrolytes. Some of them are reabsorbed by the skin and rest is evaporated from the skin surface. अब जो भी एक्राइन के इनऑर्गेनिक कंपोजिशंस होते हैं सिक्रीशन के टाइम, दैट इंक्लूड्स द वेरियस आयन्स, दैट इज क्लोराइड आयन, and in metallic ions such as sodium, potassium, calcium, and magnesium, then it also secretes ammonia, sulfates, and phosphate. And the organic component include amino acids, urea, lactic acid, sugars, creatinine, and choline. Now, apocrine. Apocrine gland, they are also known as the scent glands, as their secretion have an odor. Apocrine gland secretes fatty sweats to the gland, and its inorganic component include iron and water, and organic components include protein, carbohydrate, and cholesterol. Sebaceous gland. They help in the lubrication of the skin. For example, when the pores of the skin surface get blocked, it leads to the formation of pimple on the skin. Its inorganic component mainly includes water, and organic component include fatty acids, glycerol, hydrocarbons, wax, ester, cholesterol, and squalene. As we all know, the main component of the perspiration is water, that is 99% of water, and water is secreted by the sweat glands to help the control in body temperature. When an increase in body temperature is detected, sweat is induced to cool down the skin. Water moves towards the surface and it evaporates. It cools the skin. Sweat or the perspiration helps in it generally takes out the toxins and the waste product that are present on the skin, and it helps in controlling the body temperature, and also as it evaporates and it cools down the skin, the internal body temperature decreases. The chemical composition of sweat varies between individuals, depends on what they have been eating and drinking, why they are sweating, how long they have been perspiring, and several other factors. Now, fingerprint development method. It includes three methods, that are the powder or the physical method, chemical method, and in other it includes the ESDA vacuum metal deposition methods. In chemical method, it includes Neinhydrin method, silver nitrate method, and iodine fuming methods. And in physical or the powder method that we are going to see in the presentation only, it includes black powder, white powder, red powder, fluorescent powder, and magnetic powder. फिंगरप्रिंट डेवलपमेंट मेथड्स. केमिकल मेथड में क्या होगा कि जो भी हमारा लेटेंट प्रिंट के कंपोजिशंस है और जो भी हम रिएजेंट अप्लाई करेंगे उनके बीच में जो रिएक्शंस है, इंटरेक्शंस होगा, और उसके बाद जो फिंगरप्रिंट हमारा डेवलप हो रहा है, इट इज़ बिकॉज ऑफ द केमिकल रिएजेंट दैट वी हैव अप्लाइड ऑन द लेटेंट प्रिंट. अब जो भी केमिकल कंस्टिट्यूएंट प्रेजेंट होंगे हमारे फिंगरप्रिंट में, वो एक पर्टिकुलर पर्सन में डे बाय डे और आर टू आर चेंज होते रहते हैं. फिजिकल मेथड, दे आर बेस्ड ऑन द फैक्ट दैट पर्स्पिरेशन एंड ग्रीसी मैटर रिटेन सर्टेन सब्सटेंसेस. Very little is known about the distribution of natural contaminating components deposited in fingerprints. Now, what are the points we have to consider while selecting a fingerprint development method? Importance of case and the resource available. Method should not adversely affect at the beginning of the sequence. मतलब directly first sequence जब हमने development process चालू ही किया है तब वो adversely affect नहीं करना चाहिए. Then any contamination on the surfaces that could help or hinder the fingerprint development. Sampling of biological material prior to treat for fingerprint. Then other samples or the trace evidences like hair, fiber should be collected prior to treatment for fingerprint, and it should not be compromised with the fingerprint evidence. Now, what effects of the exposure to elements, that is exposure to surface or rain or any kind of moisture. The fingerprints on the known porous surfaces such as glass, metal, plastic surface can be very easily destroyed, as most of the trace residues deposited usually remains on the surface. Powder method or the physical method. This is one of the oldest method for developing fingerprints on smooth non-porous surface. It is quite effective and widely used method. The powder is used used is finely ground and of color that gives a contrast with the background surface. Adhesive nature of powder is important factor to be considered in powder selection. So first is the black powder. It consists of lamp black, graphite and charcoal. Soot is a deep black color powder, flaky substance consisting of amorphous carbon produced by incomplete burning of organic matter. For absorbing and porous surface like paper, wallpaper, cardboard, black powder containing a mixture of heavy metal salts like manganese oxide, graphite powder is used. Excellent results can be obtained on its application on chinaware. White or the grey powder, it is used on dark surface, better results in contrast of black powder. Direct photography can be done for the future analysis. Grey powder plus mercury plus chalk gives an excellent result for the development of fingerprint. White powder consists of titanium dioxide, zinc oxide, gum acacia. Grey and white powder they are more suitable for the glassware, silverware, plated surface on dark colored object and mirrored surface also it can be used. Better results on polished wooden object items and steel vessels. Red powder, it is also known as the dragon's blood. Finely powdered red resin from the fruit of a palm that is used in manufacture of zinc engravings. Fine print appear when it is applied on paper containing fresh print on it after gentle heating. It is also termed as a dragon's blood. It gives better result on multicolored surface. Fluorescent powder, different colored, that is green, yellow, orange, anthracene and rhodamine B used on the multicolored surface. Prints on cartoon, calendars, magazine covers and tins are taken in dark room and exposed to UV light at 610 nanometer. Print done thus fluorescence and can be photographed easily for the further analysis. Advantage: colored background does not interfere in taking photograph. Print prepared from transparency. Results can be obtained by applying powder sparingly with gentle brush strokes only in one direction, either clockwise or anti-clockwise. Magnetic method. Magnetic powder add a wide range of flexibility to one's resources. Magnetic powder is used on non-magnetic surfaces and regular powder is used on iron-based surfaces. However, regular fingerprint powder is inappropriate for some surfaces including many plastic and textured surface where may the magnetic powder help the latent print visible very well. Textured surface such as vinyl, imitation leather or lightly textured automobile dashboard or door panels often respond well to magnetic powder, where regular powder would pack into a low places in texturing and making development of good latent impossible. With the help of this magnetic powder, there is no brush with the fibers to touch and possibly damage the print. The powder is not itself magnetic, but it is attracted by the magnet and carried as whiskers by the magnetic wand. Nothing but the powder itself touches the print. The wand is closed, hollow tube containing a magnet on a rod. When the rod is pulled out, the magnet is moved to the center of the tube and the powder falls off. With the rod in and the cluster of powder whiskers on the end, you are ready to dust the latent print. With the regular powder, the more you pass back and forth over the print, the more powder you add to the latent. The opposite is often true of magnetic powder. The first sweep across a surface usually yields a dark print as you will get. Going back and forth repeatedly will lighten and eventually erase a latent. Therefore, normally one would stop dusting as soon as the latent print appears. However, these characteristics can sometimes be used to advantage. For example, a heavy greasy print may show up initially as a solid path, but repeated passes with the wind may actually remove the powder from the furrows and yields an identifiable print. This is especially true for greasy prints on the car bodies. So in today's presentation we have gone through the types of print, then the screen for structure of the ridges formation, and various method that we are going to see. That is, we have already completed with the powder method and the physical method, then composition of sweat, and in the next video we are going to learn about the chemical methods of developing fingerprints and other methods like ESTA and vacuum metal deposition methods. Thank you.